Welcome back to Something Else Today, aka Set Podcast. I am your host, DJ Mahlatse. And of course, we run an educational podcast, but sometimes we also want to steer you in the right direction by giving you the right information that can help you. So if you've done a course, and unfortunately with that degree, you are unable to find some form of employment, or you're unable to venture into the career because it's saturated or because it's just not happening, you can actually now venture into this career, which is user experience, user interface, which is all about taking a deep dive into people's stories, strategies, and ideas, shaping the future of human-centered design. And we are joined by an alumni of a program that has also helped change his life, where he did UX UI in this program from Uluntu XD, which I am a proud member of and a mentor of that program. So before we introduce him, let us introduce AC, the devil's advocate, please. This is educational.
In the building. Okay, let's see. So are these your mentees?
No. He's an alumni.
Oh, okay.
So
he's already
he's
graduated.
not my mentee. He was never my mentee because I joined after he graduated. So I joined late. You missed out.
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I'm more than willing to, if you have a space, you can be my mentor.
Really, welcome. So we are joined by Kgosi Maebele. Did I say? Maebela. So
Yes,
sorry. We're joined by Kgosi Maebela, a product designer and MiCanvasAlumni at Uluntu XD. So how are you doing, Kgosi?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Your skin is glowing.
Yeah.
We have to mention that on camera. I'm not letting that lie. I kept going like, do you need something to... And he's like, no, this is my skin. And I'm like, oh my God. Wow. Amazing skin. Skin products, companies for men. I think this is a perfect candidate. And I'm auditioning on his behalf. But anyways, let's actually get into it. AC, we are going to need so much of that English today. So can you tell us a bit about Uluntu XD and what inspired you to join the program?
Okay, so pretty much Uluntu XD, where to really start, we're a design and tech consultancy, pretty much focused on creating impact, sustainable impact for our clients and people within the community. That's really just the focus in terms of what we do and just who we are and how we really focus and try to achieve that goal for the most part, and that vision is through services within experience design, so UX, UI, CX, and then additionally we do have learning and development products, which I firmly do come from in that background with our MiCanvas program, and then also our recently launched UX Saturday program. And with those, really the goal is to take individuals who are looking to branch into the field of UX and learn more about really designing with people in mind and creating meaningful experiences and imparting a lot of this, the skills that you'll need to really excel within that space. So that's for the most part exactly who we are, Uluntu XD, and just in terms of like what we do as well.
And what does designing with people in mind necessarily mean to you guys as an organization?
So what that means is being empathetic and having an understanding of some of the challenges and the experiences that people are for the most part living, and really taking that into consideration when we're trying to create solutions and trying to transform their lives. It's really important from the sense of, you can't just, I can speak about this from a product design perspective, try and create a new product in, the market and say that, okay, we want to, for instance, create a new new product within, the financial space, and we're saying this is going to help people in terms of, for example, like saving towards a goal, right? We talk about trying to impact lives on that scale. So really just take into consideration just some of the context and the experiences that people are dealing with, and then really honing in on that and trying to create something that's going to, for the most part, speak towards their own experiences and what they're dealing with on a day-to-day. And for the most part, it's going to help them in some way, shape, or form.
Definitely. So I'm going to add that in a way that makes sense to our audience. So if you're a cleaner with a degree or something, or qualification in admin even, you can venture into UX because you deal with people, you deal with the experiences of how to actually clean a place on office in a way that people would, when they come into the office, they find it clean. Where can they find their tissues? That experience of you knowing where to put the tissues, when to refill the sanitizers, where to put everything, that does help in terms of UX. That's a study. That's something that you do to create a product. So if you wanted to create a product that was working in the office, you'd be able to do that. So those are the steps that you would take to create that product. If you're a nurse and maybe you are just tired of being in the nursing field, because hallelujah, I'll leave it there. Can always venture into UX. UX goes into medicine. You know how people in the clinics operate and interact within the clinic, and you know what digital products and what physical products that they need to actually better their experience every day coming to the clinic. You can venture into UX. If you're a teacher even, you know students, all those things. So this is a career that anybody with a certain qualification, or anyone who's interested in doing the qualification, can venture into. And it's got so much branches into it. So we're going to go back into the program. So you are familiar with MiCanvas, the program, as well as the UX Saturday. So can you tell us a bit more about those two programs?
So really those two programs, it's initially started last year with our first cohort.
Okay.
And essentially Jeremiah, who's my colleague and my boss, what the vision that he had in mind was trying to create impact within the lives of people, and the way that he wanted to achieve that is through his own field of expertise, which is UX. Really comes from quite a lengthy experience at different organizations, and he thought, why don't I use my skill set and try to, for the most part, impact people's lives and give them an opportunity in terms of really developing a skill set and transforming not just their own circumstances, but the circumstances of others in terms of people from their community. Mm-hmm. And then that continues to branch off, year after year. So really I can start with the MiCanvas program. It started with that. And essentially with that, it's just a 6-month program. I know I'm really talking like, a salesperson right now, but really that was a 6-month program, very intense. And, for the most part, at certain selected days within the week, we would congregate with each other virtually. And from there, Dr. J, Jeremiah, and as well as some of his industry friends and then veterans within the field, they would take the opportunity for a limited period of time to really impart some skills that would be needed and that are necessary in terms of really, for the most part, designing within UX and creating experiences that are going to be impactful for people. So really started with that. And then about early September, my colleagues aren't here, but, as a business owner, especially with the startup, oftentimes you'll wake up at 3 a.m. and have like a brilliant idea. And that's exactly how the UX Saturday program started, as an idea, a light bulb, as they'll say, in the early hours of the morning. And Jeremiah was really thinking about, okay, what's another program that we can start to initiate as an organization that might be just a bit different from MiCanvas. And that's when UX Saturdays really popped up. And really with that, we wanted to differentiate the experience by, for the most part with MiCanvas, it's completely virtual. But with UX Saturdays, we wanted people to really come in to a physical space. And then we can start to have conversations and really those meaningful engagements that get lost in translation over, virtual comms for the most part. So that's really how it started. And really with the UX Saturdays, we also, just especially recently, because we're based in Malvo and it's such a creative space, you have so many different people from different backgrounds and individuals who are really showcasing the craft, artists for the most part. Within that space, we really started to think about how can we bring them into our space and start to really share that experience that they have in terms of their own craft and really imparting that onto, for the most part, the public. So that's really what UX Saturday is, and also the MiCanvas program.
AC?
I'm a bit lost. Hold on. What are we? Are we creating apps? Are we designing?
We're talking about an Uluntu XD program that's there for students. For someone who is in a working place or whatever the case might be, they want to transition into UX. So there's one program called the MiCanvas cohort program, which they can join, and it's actually attended what is it, between 6 and 8:30 Monday, Wednesday. And then on Saturdays, attended at like 9 until 11. So it teaches you UX.
So I'm a student. I'm done with my university. I want to get into UX design, which is designing
option
apps.
1. Yes.
UX design is designing where the buttons are, right? In the apps and
he's a developer.
Yeah.
Please don't
Right?
argue. I'm telling you this for the sake of everybody watching. We've had this argument off camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
So UX is designing the front end, right? Is that what we're saying? Yes.
It's
right?
not just.
It's not just that, but yes, for your context, of course.
Yes.
Oh, it's not just designing.
It's not just designing
Experiences,
the front
research,
end. Yeah.
analysis. We do all those things.
Experiences. Okay. What is an experience? How is it different from the layout?
So really, one thing that we always say, especially at the start of the program, is a question that's really poked to all of our students, even our mentors as well, is where does experience happen? And for the most part, you have like a preconceived idea. So some people might say it's on app. Some people might say, oh, basically when I do something and then there's an output, for instance.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we always preach is experience happens in the mind. And that really touches base on mental models. So your own perceptions of, your own reality and your experiences. So really with UX, it's not just the front end in terms of how, in the case of a product, how it's going to look, but also what is a feeling that you're going to have when you have this experience.
When you interact with the product.
Yeah. So think about when you're on your banking app, for instance, right? And the experience you had when you're trying to, for the most part, let's say if you're a business owner, and I'm sure you do have business ventures, you're trying to apply for a loan, right? Yeah. So from our end as UX designers or even product designers, we'd be thinking about exactly what would be the experience that you would have when you're trying to apply for a loan in this context. And thinking about exactly your pain points, some of the challenges you might have.
So the flow of the app.
Flow of the app, and then some of, like I was saying, the challenges that you might face as, a small business owner or an SME, and understanding your context and really taking that into consideration when we're creating not just the flow, but also the product as well.
Yeah.
So, just to stick on this context or this example of applying for a loan, for most small business owners, especially in the country, I can't go to the likes of like your blue banks, for instance, and say, I want to apply for the specific products that's a SME or business a certain amount of revenue is already established. They'll just turn me away. So I need to, when for the most part, I'm trying to create that product within my organization, or we're trying to create that for whoever we're partnering with, we're trying to think about the experiences you'll have in that moment, and think about instances where you went to, for instance, the bank, one of the banks, and you applied for a loan and they said, no, we can't we'll reject you because of this reason. That's already a pain point.
Yeah.
You need the financial capital to pursue certain ventures, and now you can't do that because of this. So really take into consideration some of the experiences that you have and those pain points, challenges, and I think Mahlatsi would also say it, moments of truth as well. Something,
So this is the kind of stuff that I would learn if I enrolled on the MiCanvas program.
Yes, the Uluntu XD program. You would learn that. So we are appealing to the unemployed youth who have qualifications and who are willing to actually learn something else and venture into something that's really high in demand. Because there's certain qualifications that people have that are not in high in demand, right?
Yeah.
And I know that the Minister of Education or Higher Education releases a list of careers and courses that are high in demand that students should study, but I don't think they do that. And we are part of that list, I'm pretty confident. So we are saying to anybody who would like to venture into UX, which is designing experiences for a lot of things, which is basically designing apps at the end of the day and doing a lot of research. And I'm trying to explain it in a way that people can understand.
It.
I'm not putting my emotions today, AC. You see, I'm calm. I'm not arguing with you today. He's a developer, guys. You don't argue with developers because you're not going to finish, because they think we just sit down and draw pretty buttons and put pictures and make them, design them, and they get the color wrong.
What percentage of that is your work? Is UX?
100. Oh,
so sitting down and making
20% is mostly UI. 80%
really?
is UX. There's a lot of research to sit with people and sorts of things, right?
Okay.
So you must remember that in terms of, so the UX Saturday, it's there for anyone who's interested and wants to learn about UX, number one. Number two, for students that are already studying UX and they would like to have their portfolios reviewed. Number three is for professionals who want to come in and share knowledge and see certain things and do certain workshops. They can actually apply. So UX Saturday is for everybody, which is the program that we are talking about, that we are also trying to appeal to people on social media about. That
how long is the course?
So UX Saturday is one Saturday a month. The course is 6 months long, right? And
so 6 Saturdays.
Oh no, just to correct you there. So the UX Saturdays is it's every single Saturday, and it runs the span of 12 weeks or 3 months in total. And then for the MiCanvas program, that's where you're right. It's 6 months, and essentially you'd have 3 sessions within a week. And generally it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So like Mahlatsi was mentioning, on Mondays and Wednesdays it's after hours from 6 to 8:30. And
you need to be there physically?
Oh no, you don't have to be there physically for the MiCanvas program.
Classes, because it's after hours.
The UX Saturday program, yes, we definitely want you there in person. I think from my perspective, especially since joining the team from the program and having so many different conversations with not just stakeholders, but people who are interested in our programs and UX as a space, there's a lot of value you can get from having a conversation with someone that you wouldn't get from just being online for the most part.
Yeah.
And I can definitely attest to that. I think, Matlati, you can definitely speak to that as well in some aspects. You just get a lot of value just from being there in person. Although we do cater, for the odd circumstances, if, for instance, you can't be there in person, we're always willing to accommodate you. And that's something that we value as well, is being accommodating for everybody who enters into our community for the most part and through our doorsteps.
Okay, so Kgosi, we need to move on to another alumni. So I have one question: is how do you envision the future of design education and upskilling, especially in a rapidly evolving digital world?
And this is actually quite funny because I was having an entire conversation with a colleague of mine about just AI and obviously the tech space. So there's obviously, with the expansion of tech and the digital space, now you have new tools coming in and that can really transform the space for the most part. But I also think, and this goes back to the point that you were saying about how UX intersects with everything. I can speak about it from my perspective as somebody who has a formal education in game design, and even for some of my colleagues and team members, friends as well. The space is so abundant with possibilities in the sense that people are really coming in with their experiences and just a broader skill set that you can come to really start to understand, for the most part, the human experience and what everybody's going through in their different contexts. So I think there's quite a lot of possibilities from that end, and it's only going to keep growing, really.
100%. So we're going to be joined by Wanda as well, who is also an alumni from Uluntu XD, and he's going to tell us all about the program and how it has changed his life. So you can swap with Wanda now. Welcome to you see how amazing my house is. You see how great it is. So you guys need to swap. You can go behind, and then he can go. Please explain to them, because I don't know how the swapping works. It's fine. You can pause. Say hi to the camera on the way. Okay.
Yeah.
When you look comfortable already. He's like, I'm used to this. I've got this. I've got this. Okay. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Is this fire?
So Wanda Mayeza, an IT technician and fellow alumni from Uluntu XD MiCanvas program.
Yes.
So
yes.
what is an IT technician doing at UX?
Well, in terms of my qualification, I did IT development and basically IT development management. Yeah. So
How long ago was this?
yeah, I think this was 2 years ago. Yeah, and then
Your memory should be fresh, bruh.
this was 2 years ago, but I've always been very interested in UX design. I think I got introduced to UX in 2021. Yeah, and I think it's because of who I am as a person. I'm a very empathetic person. I'm a very caring person. So
Ladies, okay.
so when a mentor or an uncle of mine said to me, your character could be very great for a certain career like UX, and then I got to do a lot of research about it. I also got to do an online course as I was still in school, finishing my other qualification. And then after I completed my qualification, I immediately got a job from school, which was the IT technician job. But I'm still transitioning into the UX space. So yeah.
So how has the Uluntu program transformed your life?
Like I said, I did some online courses before, and when you do online courses, you're all alone. Like you're literally all alone, especially when you do like your Google online courses, for instance. You're very much alone. So at least with the MiCanvas program, you get to interact with people, get to share different perspectives of how you would solve a certain situation, and that helps a lot when it comes to a career like UX.
Okay, so have you also been attending the UX Saturdays?
Yes.
I'm asking knowing I saw you last time. I'm just making sure the memory is there.
Yeah, from time to time.
Wait, are you attending also, Mahlatsi?
On certain Saturdays, like every certain days, we need to be shooting AC.
Oh, so you like
I'm
teach?
like a mentor.
Yeah.
Oh, no ways. So do you recognize her from the thing?
Dave.
And she's mentoring you guys. I said,
Well, I'm also
You know, I'm
alumni.
giving back to the community.
Oh, on a
Like,
grassroots level.
I'm here giving knowledge to the community that is misinterpreted. It's okay. But I'm giving back to the community.
Oh,
It's a great
nice.
program. Something that's also close to my heart because I'm in the UX space. And I don't want to get to explain to you what UX is.
So how is it different coming from a more technical side, the IT space, to now the UX side? How do you think it's the contrast is between the two?
I think in a way they do kind of pour into each other because everything in IT is basically about just general, but problem solving. So I think with the technician as a job, you get to follow certain, should I say, daily
Routines.
to solve a problem. Whereas with UX, it's a bit different because you have to think a bit broad and collaborate to solve, which also as a technician you do, but it's a bit different. It's a bit different, but it like I said with the pouring, when you tackle a situation as a technician, or when I tackle a situation as a technician, I also look at it from the perspective of what the customer would or the client rather would expect from me as a technician to deliver. Like let's say I'm solving a problem. You can just solve a problem and then just sign off a job card and say I'm done. But if I come with a perspective of UX, I already look at the challenge with future references. Like I say, okay, I did solve your problem, but I also encourage you to do 1, 2, 3, so you can, not experience the problem
In
again.
the future, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we looked at the UX Saturday was building of portfolios, right?
Yes.
So what misconceptions do designers or UX people or students who are getting into the job field transitioning from the school side of things about portfolios do they have? What misconceptions about portfolios do they have?
I think with portfolios, it's a bit tricky because we all think it has to look very pretty. I mean, at the end of the day, the eye does. Yeah, I mean, if someone looks at your portfolio, if it's not as catchy or as glamorous, I mean, they might just pass it. But with a portfolio, what matters the most is the storytelling, and actually your portfolio must basically be a digital representation of yourself. You have to tell them why you have these certain skills, why you use them, instead of just say I can design apps and just put it in there. And then
Yes,
people,
we don't just design apps.
yeah. The reason I designed a certain thing like this is because of 1, 2, 3, which I have, the skill.
Is the final exam?
I never had exam in my course in design.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that it makes it less of a qualification.
I didn't say that. Yeah. So then to earn the qualification at the end of the course, is it taken into account your portfolio? Someone comes and grades your portfolio and everything you've been working on the whole course.
And I think also if you have, also capturing the skill and being able to, practice the skill on and on, that is very critical in proving that I'm worthy of being a UX designer.
So can you share your favorite memory of being at the UX Saturday?
I think the recent one was quite a memory because it, like Kgosi said, it had a bit of art in it and there was a lot of creative. So collaborating in that space is just amazing because, you get to, like I say, you get to think in a different mindset, different perspectives, because there's a lot of creative individuals who are around you who encourage you to think differently.
Okay, makes sense. So can you tell us, what would you like to say to someone who's considering coming to the UX Saturday?
I think the UX Saturday is very important in just general because, I think a world that is more empathetic towards the next person is very crucial, especially in the day and age we live in with AI and everything. So I think coming into UX Saturdays would make the world a better place. And also, you shouldn't look at where you come from or what your career is. Just come to UX Saturdays. You'll learn a lot, definitely, from whatever field you.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be as impactful as that knock on the door.
What's the general feeling with the UX guys when it comes to AI? Are you guys embracing it or are you dreading it? Because
Dreading it.
Come on, man. It's.
AI actually helps in everywhere. It makes our job faster.
Yes.
In
Really?
terms of research and everything. Because the research is quite a lot. So to make sure that you have proper research at maybe if something would probably take you 3 weeks, with AI, makes
Takes
it
you a
much.
few minutes.
Aren't you scared for your long-term job security because of that?
Njani,
Yeah.
AC. Remember, we study people, right? And
Uh-huh.
we design according to their experiences what they need. So
True.
because people are not going to be replaced by AI, we still have jobs. I don't know about
Yeah,
you.
but
Because your code can be written on AI.
That's not true. That is not true, because if you check coding, then since its inception, anyways, it's always been referencing. You always go and reference something that someone else has done. Just like there used to be Stack Overflow, where you can go and check examples of someone doing a certain task. You just need to put it together for your particular use case. So I think AI is just the new Stack Overflow. That's how I feel, because it really can't come up with anything new rather than just telling you what's been done before.
I mean,
But I feel like with the UX, AI is kind of coming up with new things, right? It can whip up a brand new picture that.
we don't whip up pictures. AC.
Yeah.
Let's get back
Okay,
into the program. So do you think this UX Saturday would actually help someone who's aspiring to be a designer, or who's not sure, or who's trying to change career fields? Do you think it will help clarify to them what this is all about?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, like we said before, you can be from any space, any background, which actually helps, because I mean, the more the better. The more different backgrounds we have in collaborating helps a lot in the UX space. So I think UX Saturdays is where you get to collaborate and actually see that, oh, I can solve a solution. I mean, I can come up with a solution for someone that I've never even thought existed. You know, yeah.
And do you think that UX can help communities?
Definitely. I mean, with like technology in South Africa, to be precise, is that we're lacking. So with more UX designers going into the community and finding out people's needs, people's psychology behind how they receive services, like basic things. If we as UX designers can get into their shoes and be able to represent them in bigger spaces and say, okay, these people are affected by this situation, and we can speak for them and address their situation, it will definitely make a better place.
Amazing. So before we wrap up, what's next for Uluntu XD?
What's next for Uluntu XD? Like we say, the UX Saturdays is still a very big thing. It's hip and happening. We also like the community stuff. We're definitely going more into making sure that we impact communities. Our work must be impactful to the community and help the community, not just with learning and everything, but also with, like I said, delivery services, creating new apps that will change people's lives.
Definitely. That's amazing. So how can people join Uluntu XD, whether the UX Saturday or the My Cohort programs?
They can obviously go on to our social media and find out more about those. I mean, on LinkedIn, we're very much loud in that space.
Because I think it would make sense. Hey? We don't want to see you dancing there on TikTok daily.
True. And you know, when you go to Uluntu XD and on LinkedIn, and obviously our website, you get to discover more about the MiCanvas and also UX Saturdays.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Wanda. Sorry.
Yeah,
AC.
no.
Sorry.
Kgosi just wants to add
okay.
to what he was saying just now.
So actually, to your question about what's next, especially for UX Saturdays. So like the previous event we just had recently, we called it the Big Bang. We're going to have one early November. So yeah, just stay tuned to our social media page, LinkedIn, where we're loud. You'll find us dancing.
Yeah. But you find us dancing. AC, do you have any additional questions before we close and stop calling us people who paste pictures?
No, man. I think it's beautiful what you were saying about the adoption of technology in SA and how UX is important for speeding it along. Because I mean, like with the SASA stuff, a lot of people. There's automated SASA machines now, but a lot of older people in the rural areas, they can't use them because I think the UX is not really suitable for them. So they kind of have to queue up and go and get help from an actual person in physical places. And you can already see how that's detrimental to them. They're old, they need, they can't be standing around in a queue all day. So I think I do see the use case for UX design, and I think it's important to design with that kind of thing in mind. So yeah, man, I think. How long did you say UX Saturdays is?
So the UX Saturdays is, if I'm correct, 3
p.m.
No.
3 weeks.
Oh no, I meant like the
3
times.
months. Yeah,
Oh,
3
the
months.
times of the day. So we
Yeah.
started
Oh.
like 8 o'clock and we ended 4 o'clock. So it's
4
an
o'clock,
entire day workshop. And you pay like an entry fee, of course, so that they can cover some drinks and some snacks and food for you throughout the day. Because, of course, they are still a new program and they're still trying to grow.
Oh, is this like a nominal fee? It's not like a course fee.
No, it's not for the cost. So we get all this knowledge just by paying between 150 and 200 rand for that day.
You should have led with that. Okay. Yeah. That's
But I should
nice.
have led with that. Oh my God. So guys,
Very
you've
nice.
heard. But the prices differ due to, the days and factors and people coming in. But we're also trying to get a lot of students into the program, students in their final year of study so that they can come and have a professional review of their portfolios and how to actually navigate the professional scene, because corporate is amazing. But
And then at the end of the course, is there like a placement strategy
for
to?
the course, not for the UX Saturday. For the course, yes, there is a placement strategy for a few students to actually work at Uluntu XD.
Oh,
I think
nice.
Kgosi works at Uluntu XD, so he was placed from the program into employment. But the other students that are not placed can have a certification and the equipment and the knowledge to actually now apply for work, and they're now equipped. They've learned all these things so that they can actually,
Go into
the workspace
yeah.
just like that.
Beautiful, man.
And it's
Beautiful
a
stuff.
high in demand career. So guys, I do recommend that you actually study it and actually look into it because it is high in demand. The digital space is growing and UX is here to stay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and sharing valuable insights about Uluntu XD, the learning and development programs that they have also created. So as a listener, and if you'd like to learn more about Uluntu XD, you need to check them out on social media at Uluntu XD, especially LinkedIn, and also visit their website at www.uluntuxd.com or .co.za, sorry. And we will see you next time. I am your host, DJ Mahlatsi. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. And yep. Bye, guys.